Good morning, all. Today's topic of discussion is Digital Design and Issues, Part 2. Objective of this lecture is to make the students familiarize with FSM design. These are the FSM design steps. Understand the specifications. Second, problem definition using state diagram or state table. Third, state minimization or reduction, that is removal of the redundant internal states. Fourth, state assignment, assigning the binary codes to the states. Generally, we are using the state names while drawing the state diagram, and then the state assignment is done based on number of states which will be assigned. Like if the number of states in the state diagram are 4, then we'll require 2 bits or 2-bit binary code for the state assignment. So there is a mathematical relation to decide this number of bits of binary code. So it is 2 raised to n is equal to the number of states, where n is number of bits. So if there will be 8 different states, then we will require 2 raised to 3, means 3 number of binary bits to assign the states for 8 different states. Next step is determination of state transition function and the output function equation. So in the state diagram, as we have to enter from one state to the next state, so there should be some memory element which will have the information of previous state, and in which next state we have to enter, that information will be available. So for that we have to prepare one table that is called as the state transition table. That is the next step. Step number 6 is getting the logic equations and then minimization of the logic equation. And last one is design mapping into the given technology or the device. So which particular circuit elements are to be used, and as per that the logic equation implementation will be done in the last step. So if you see all these steps, step number 3 and step number 6 are called as the optimization steps. So these are valuable but not necessary steps. So to have the good or better performance of FSM, these steps are necessary, but in some of the cases this state minimization or the logic equation minimization may not be possible. So these are important but not necessary steps. So we'll see the examples so that the idea will be more clear. So we'll go for the first example. The problems is design of a sequence recognizer. We want to design one sequence recognizer. Some stream of binary bits will be fed to the detector or recognizer, and that required sequence should be recognized by the machine or the FSM. So it is a finite state machine. So this machine should check the stream of binary bits which are coming, and then whenever a particular sequence is detected, it should give the output logic 1. So the detailed statement is draw FSM diagram and design the millisequence detector to recognize 0101. So the sequence to be detected is 0101. So how you will draw the state diagram? So in the design of FSM, the first step is recognize the specifications which are given, and the second step is draw the state diagram. So the specifications given are, we have to draw the FSM and design a millisequence detector which will recognize the sequence 0101. So we want to recognize the sequence 0101, that is the specification, and now we are going to draw the state diagram for this particular sequence detection. So in the state diagram, the first state will be your A state, which is called as the reset state. Now, as we have to draw the Millet sequence detector, then the output will depend upon the present state as well as the input. We have to check input every time. The stream of bits, zeros and ones will be coming, and then we have to check that bit every time. So one by one bit we have to check. So for checking of the first bit, that is 0. So in this sequence you can see this is the first bit that we have to check, that is whether 0 is coming in the input stream or not. So we'll be checking the bit, either 0 will come or 1 will come. So if 1 will come, because actually we want 0 in our correct sequence. So if 1 comes, remain in the same state till 0 comes. Okay. So we will remain in the same state till 0 comes. So if 0 comes, what? If 0 comes, then go to the next state B. And here you can see this is the output. So if 1 comes, remain in the same state by keeping output 0. If 0 comes, that is the first bit of the correct sequence. So if 0 comes, go to the next state B, but keep the output 0. We have to keep this output 0 till this correct sequence is obtained. So when the complete sequence will be obtained, that it is 0 1 0 1, then only make the output 1. So now in state B, again we will be checking whether 0 comes or 1 comes. So in state B, you have to check for this bit, that is the second bit. So the second correct bit we want is equal to logic 1. So if 0 comes, remain in the same state. And if 1 comes, then go into the next state C. So in the first state we check the first bit. In second state we check the second bit. Now we are in state C, that is we have to check the third bit. So 0 is the correct bit of the correct sequence. If 1 comes, then what? If 1 comes, go to the reset state. And if 0 comes, go to the next state D. Now everywhere again you can see the outputs are 0 0 0. In D state, now we have to check for the last bit. If 1 comes, the sequence will be correct, completed. So we have to make the output equal to 1. And if 0 comes, what will happen? If 0 comes, then go to state B. Why? Because now the sequence will be 0 1 0 0. Now the 0, this fourth bit 0, if this is obtained, then this may be the start of the next correct sequence, and that 0 will be the first bit of that correct sequence. So now instead of again going to the state A, we will be going to state B, because now 0 is already checked, which may be the start of the next correct sequence 0. So that's why go to state B, keeping output 0. If 1 comes, then the correct sequence is already obtained, make the output 1 and go to state C. Now why C? Because now we have obtained 0 1 0 1, and here the next correct sequence may be 0 1 0 1 after this. So the first two bits of the next correct sequence are already obtained, because you can see this sequence is repetitive. It is 0 1 0 1 0 1. So after this again 0 1 may come, and that also we can check. So first two bits till this stage are already obtained 0 1. So now we have to check for the third bit. So go into the state C. So the sequence may be continuously 0 1 0 1 coming, and then first four bits again. This third, fourth, fifth, sixth, that may be the correct sequence. So that will be detected if we'll go to the state C. So like this, the state diagram is now prepared. So your step 1 and 2 are now completed. I'll go for the next. Before going to the next step, there is a step number 3 which is called as the state minimization. So in our case, we have the 4 different states. If there is some redundant state, that is repetitive, there is no extra information which is coming or no extra work is done in that particular state, then that we can remove. So that we are going to study in our next lecture, that is the optimization of FSM. So here whatever example I have taken, it is not possible to have the state minimization. So this step we will not do over here. We will go to the next step, that is step number 4. So step number 4 is state assignment and 5 is preparing the transition table. So for your reference, I have again draw the same diagram over here so that we can prepare the state table and we can do the state assignment. So we have given the names for the state as state A, B, C and D. So there are 4 different states. So in the present state column of the state table, I will be having these 4 entries, state A, B, C and D. And what will be the next state and the output that is written in these 2 columns. So as this is a Mealy machine, we need to consider the input also and then the present state also. So present state and this input will consider what will be the next state. Like for example, when I am in state A, we have to follow this particular column. So when I am in state A, that is present state is A, the input may be 0 or 1. So 2 columns are there. If 0, go to state B with output 0. So the same thing is written over here. If present state is A, input is 0, next state will be B with output 0. If input is 1, what we are doing? If input is 1, remain in the same state. If input is 1, remain in the same state, means again next state will be A with output 0. Now consider the second row. Now present state is B. Now in B state, what we have checked? Again we have checked the input. If input is 0, remain in the same state, that is B with output 0. If input is 1, go to state C with output 0. If input is 1, go to state C with output 0. So likewise the table is prepared. If I am in state C, input is 0, go to state D. If input is 1, go to state A. So same thing is written over here, D, 0, A, 0. If I am in state D and input is 0, go to state B with output 0. If it is 1, go to state C with output 1. Go to state C with output 1. So likewise now the whole state diagram is now converted into the state table on which we can do the further processing. Now in this table, if you'll see, we have the states as A, B, C, D. Now these states needs to be converted into the binary code. Now while doing the assignment of binary code for a particular state, again what we have to remember is, depending upon how many states are there, how many bits of code will be sufficient. Like here only 4 states are there. The relation is 2 raised to n is equal to number of states, where n is number of bits. So in our case, we will require 2 bits to assign the code for the 4 different states. So we can assign 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. So as per that, the next table is to be prepared, that is the transition table, in which we will assign the codes for the different states. So this is the table in which the codes are assigned. So for A, I have assigned the code as 0, 0, B code is assigned as 0, 1, C 1, 1 and then D 1, 0. So generally we are following the sequence as 0, 1, 2, 3. But here I have followed the sequence as 0, 1, 4 and then 3. The reason is, this table is to be used for preparing the K-map and then finally to obtain the logical expressions. So as these entries are to be done in K-map, generally in K-map we are following the gray codes. The change in the successive columns or rows is only 1 bit. Like here the transition of from this state 00 to 01, there is change in only one bit. This bit is remaining same. Next state, if you'll see, this 1 is remaining same, there is transition only in this bit. Or if you'll go for the next state, this particular bit is remaining same, there is transition only in one bit. So if I will go by the sequence of 0, 1, 2, 3, then there will be multiple changes in bits. So that is avoided, and that's why the gray codes are used, so that the minimization in a K-map will be simplified. We can do the entries directly as it is, and we can simplify the K-maps to get the logical expression. So this is the column of present state. Similar things are done for the next state column also. Wherever there is a state code that is replaced, state name that is replaced with a state code, and here I have separated the output column. This output column, all these zeros, okay, corresponding to x equal to 0, and all these zeros with last entry as 1 for x equal to 1, that is also separated out. Now present state, next state and output, these columns are separate. This table is called as the transition table. I'll go for the state transition table. The next step is determination of logic equation. So for determination of logic equation, as we will be using the flip-flops as the memory elements over here, we have to decide which particular flip-flop you will be using. Because for flip-flops, after the application of a clock signal, what will be the next step in which the flip-flop will enter? A tabular format is available for that, that is called as the excitation table. So with the help of excitation table, we can find out what should be the input of a flip-flop, so that we'll get the required output in the next state. So generally for simplification or for the simplified version of the state transition table, D flip-flops are used because those are delay flip-flops, and whatever next state is required, that same input should be given to the flip-flop, and after a delay of 1 clock, we will get the same next state output. So from this state, we want to get this output in our transition table. So in order to get this output, what should be the input of a flip-flop? That information is there in the excitation table. So as we are going to use a delay flip-flop or a D flip-flop, this column of next state and the excitation of D flip-flop both will be exactly same, because it is a delay flip-flop, and whatever output we require as a next state output of the flip-flop, the same should be applied, and then after 1 clock pulse, that will be available as the output as a next state. Now once this state transition table is prepared, the next step is to have the K-maps. So we will be preparing the K-map for the two flip-flops, two cases. This is the first K-map for this flip-flop A, because we will be requiring two flip-flops over here. As it is a 2-bit code is generated, means we require two outputs from two flip-flops. So two flip-flops will be required for implementation. So DA and DB, these will be the inputs to the flip-flop, and the same will be available as QA and QB. QA and QB. So in this particular K-map, the variables are QA, QB, whatever is the present state, and then the required next state, and the input X that is to be considered. Now while doing the entries in the K-map, we have to consider only the columns in which these columns we need to use, in which the entries corresponding to logic 1 are only used. So this is the column for x equal to 0, and this is the column for x equal to 1. So x equal to 0, this column we have to consider. So as it is, I will do the entries because my QA, QB values are having the same gray codes over here as my state assignments. That's why the gray codes are used 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 and 1, 0. So corresponding to this, I will enter this column over here, that is 0, 0, 1, 0. But 0 we need not to consider. And then for this column, that is x equal to 1, corresponding to DA, that is A flip-flop, 0 1 0 1, that is 0 1 0 1 is entered over here, and then I have obtained this K map, and then from this you can write the logical expressions. Similarly, you can prepare the K map for the B flip-flop. So this is a column corresponding to x equal to 0. So this column as it is, I will enter here 1 1 1. Here this entry is 0. So this I need not to enter. And this is the another column for x equal to 1 for B flip-flop, that is 0 1 0 1. So I will enter only dash 1 dash 1. And then you can group the min terms and then you can write the logical expression. Once the logical expressions will be obtained, we can draw the circuit diagram. The logical expressions can also be optimized by minimization. So that is the optimization step, and then finally the circuit diagram will be available with flip-flops. Okay, I'll go for the next example. Design of a sequence recognizer. Again the similar case. Here now the sequence is slightly changed. So there it was 0 1 0 1. Here the sequence is design a Moore machine to detect the sequence 1 1 1, and the circuit has the input X and the one output Z. Okay, so it is having one input X and one output Z, and you have to detect the sequence 1 1 1. So again step 1 will be recognize or understand the specifications. Second step is to draw the state diagram. The sequence to be detected is 1 1 1. So we'll start. Now this is the example of a Moore machine. So in a particular state the output is fixed. So in the previous state diagram, if you remember, the output was not fixed in a particular state. That depends upon the input. Now here for state 0, the output is considered 0 because the sequence is not yet completed or the correct sequence is not yet obtained. So S0 is the reset state. Now if 0 comes on the input side, remain in the same state. If 1 comes, go to the next state S1. Now in S1 state also output will be 0. So as this is a Moore's machine, output is mentioned in the state itself because for a particular state output is fixed. S0 output is 0, S1 output is also 0 again. Now here in S1 also we will check whether 1 is coming or 0 is coming. The correct required sequence, the second bit is 1. So first bit is already obtained. Hence we entered from S0 to S1. Now we are going to check the second bit. If 0 comes, go to state S0 because the correct sequence is not obtained. If 1 comes, go to the state S2. In S2 also again output is 0 because the sequence is not yet completed. We have just checked for the first two bits. First bit, second bit, that is this first and second. These two bits we have checked. Now we have to check for the last bit. So we'll check it over here. If 0 comes, go to S0. If 1 comes, then go to state S3. Now in S3, if you'll check, already this is the first bit of correct sequence, second bit of correct sequence, third bit of correct sequence. So we want to detect 1 1 1, which is detected 1 1 1, and hence now in S3 state make the output equal to 1. So as soon as the machine will enter into the S3 state, output will be logic 1. Now in S3 what we have to do? If 0 comes, go to the initial state. If 1 comes, remain in the same state. Okay. So this is the state diagram to detect the sequence 1 1 1. Now once the state diagram will be drawn, what is the step number 3? State minimization. So again here it is not possible. So that's why I have shown it with different color because this is a optimization state. So this is necessary but not must. So after that, the next step is step number 4 and 5, that is state assignment and drawing the transition table. So again 4 states are there, so we'll require a 2-bit binary code for each state. So again that 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, that type of code is can be assigned, and then we can prepare the state table. Now while preparing the state table, for the first example we have used D flip-flop, in which it is just a delay flip-flop, and whatever next state output is required, that same is to be given to the D flip-flop as the input. Apply the clock, next state you will get the required output, that is as per the present state next state table. Now if you'll use some another flip-flop like JK or a T flip-flop or a SR flip-flop, then as per the excitation table we have to prepare the input which should be given to the flip-flop, so that after giving a clock you will get the same at the output. So by referring the excitation table of the flip-flop, this flip-flop input is obtained. What should be the flip-flop input, so that we'll get the required next state. For example, if present state is 0, 0 and next state is 0, 0, what should be the input given to the flip-flop? So already you know, for JK flip-flop, to make the output 1, that J input should be 1. K can be anything. So that's why the flip-flop input is 0, don't care. So that after giving a clock at next state we'll get the output 0, 0. Now if you want the transition, like my input is 1, 0 and next time I want 0, 0. So what I can do, I have to make the change from 1, 0 to 0, 0. Then at that time the excitation to the flip-flop should be don't care 1. So I have to make the transition from 1 to 0. So K must be 1, J can be anything. So likewise the whole table is prepared, and we have the column for output, for which we can prepare the K map and obtain the logical expression. So I will not go into much details because the steps are very same as the first example. And once the logical expressions are obtained by solving the K maps, we'll draw the diagram with the help of logic gates and the flip-flops. So here you can see the expression for JA is X into B. So as per that, when AND gate is used, output of this X and this B, which is obtained at the output of this flip-flop, okay, that is combined and given as an input to the J flip-flop. So likewise the circuit diagram is prepared, and this is the final design of your sequence detector, which will detect the sequence 1, 1, 1. These are the waveforms. So when the clock is continuously coming, and this is the X input which is coming, as per our design needs, we have to detect 1, 1, 1, that is continuously 1, 1, 1 should appear for the 3 successive clock cycles. Then only the output should be logic high. So this is the X input. So it is logic 1, and then it is becoming logic low. So continuously it is not logic high for the 3 successive cycles, hence the output will remain 0. As soon as we'll get the correct sequence, like 1, again logic 1, again logic 1. So when it will be there for continuous 3 clock cycles, then output of this FSM will become logic 1. Logic 1, logic 1, logic 1. So at the next clock edge, output will become logic high. We'll go for the last example. Here we'll just draw the FSM. So this is for the practice purpose. Here you have to draw the FSM for the Mealy sequence detector. Mealy means in a particular state output will not be fixed. Output will change based on the present state and the input which is coming. So we'll try to draw the FSM for the sequence 1 0 0 0 1 1. So what do you think? How many states will be there? It is a Mealy sequence detector. In the previous first example, if you remember, there were 4 bits to be detected, 0101, and we require 4 states. Now here we want to detect 6 different bits. So one bit in one state will be checked. So at least we'll require the 6 states. So we'll go into the first state, that is state A, in which we'll check for the first bit, whether the first bit is 1 or not. If 0 comes, remain in the same state with output 0. If 1 comes, go to the state B. In B state, now we'll check for the second bit. The second correct bit is logic 0. So if 1 comes, remain in the same state. If 0 comes, go to the next state C. Now in C, we'll check for the third bit. Now for the third bit, the correct sequence is 0. If 1 comes, then go to state B. Why B? Because now the correct sequence may start from here. So my sequence may be 1 0 and then 1 and then the correct sequence like 1 0 0 0 1 1 may come. So this 1 may be the first bit of the correct sequence. So instead of going again to A, because then in that case the correct sequence will get skipped. So you go to the state B for checking of the second bit. Now if 0 comes, go to the next state. So already we have obtained 1, then 0 and again 0. So go to state D. Now in state D we have to check for the fourth bit. This fourth bit, that should be 0. If 0 comes, go to the state E. If 1 comes, go to state B. B, why? Because the same thing which I have explained earlier, because this may be the start of the next correct sequence in which the 1 is already detected, means the first bit is already checked. So after this 1, again we may get the correct sequence like 1, 0, 0, 0 and then 1, 1. So that's why go to state B, so that otherwise the correct sequence may get skipped. If 0 comes, go to state E, because now this up to this part we have already checked. Now E means this bit we have to check. The correct sequence is 1. If 1 comes, go to state next state. If 0 comes, go to state A, because now there is no chance of getting the correct sequence if 0 comes. If 1 comes, go to F. Now in F we have to check for the last bit. If 1 comes, well and good. If 0 comes, if 0 is coming over here, what do you think? Where we should go? So we have obtained 1 up to this and then 0 over here. So that may be the first 2 bits of the correct sequence like 1 0, and then we have to check for the third bit. So go to state C. This will check the third bit. If 1 comes, then correct sequence is obtained and your output is also logic 1. Okay, so we have drawn the FSM to detect the sequence 1000111, and here if we will count the number of states, that is equal to 6. So 1 bit will be checked in each state, and to complete this checking of the correct sequence is number of if the correct sequence is coming at once, then the state machine will complete the execution cycles in 6 clock periods. Thank you.